OK，我们 continue。OK， for the exchange number one， 如果是 between 这个 seller 啊 ，OK，so 我们来 is 你 always deal with the seller is like two-way street if you could。OK，lower co-broke. If I agree to lower my commission, are you okay if I offer less money to the buyer's agent? You cut my commission, then I mean I have to cut buyer's agent commission too, right? Why should I have to get less than the buyer's agent? I know some of them, because of competition, they end up the listing agent only take 1%, then buyer's agent take 2%. Now, if that's the case, I'd rather do it as a buyer's agent instead of a listing agent. 1%. Oh, wow. Okay. So that's the issue. So if somebody cut you from 6% to 5% or 5% to 4%, then I mean I have to cut the buyer's agent commission, not just mine. If I agree 4%, then I mean 2% for me and 2% for the buyer's agent. And definitely, if you're looking at everybody will start chasing a 3% commission, then 2.5. 2. Believe me, I will badmouth about that house. Why? Because usually buyer will ask you if I'm the buyer's agent, and buyer said, "What do you think about that house?" Well, first thing, I look at commission first, right? Then I look at the condition of the house. So what's a priority for me? Commission. So when you are a listing agent, you telling the seller, actually, you drive the buyers away. Why? All about money talk. Right? It's all about money talk. If you keep a 3% commission, you get all the buyers. Doesn't matter if they like it or not. They will drag their buyer, show your property. So you create a traffic, especially when, that's why usually what we're looking at is like when we see the house and someone also see the house, I tell them, boy, they look at it. See, this house is pretty good, man. Because first of all, they look at the commission. But this house is good. I mean, everybody looking at it, right? I mean, if you like it, we better chase on it. Or you rather see the house. Boy, nobody's seeing the house, especially open house. Yeah. Because that's why, when we learn 3% commission, you probably will get all the buyers to showing it if they interested. Somehow they're interested. If 2.5% seller, you might lose about 30% of the buyer may look at the house. Because certainly at this moment, 2.5% is pretty good already. When the time is bad, 3%, okay, that's still a lot. Then basically we show the 3% listing first, then 2.5%. Sometimes we skip 2%. Now, not much we can do. We show 3, 2.5, and 2, okay? Anything below 2, forget it. You see 1.5%, 1% commission offered to a buyer's agent? What should I show? Why? What is telling me? The listing agent, lack of they cannot, that actually what is showing, listing agent cannot control their client, seller. Second of all, seller is stingy. It's hard to negotiate and deal with it. Doesn't matter from pricing or any repair or any term and condition. That is showing. It's hard to deal with it. Because they are unnormal. If you talk about you can say the most usual commission and it's 2.5%. I didn't say Chinese area. Chinese area could be dropped to 2% already. You probably see, if you see Rolong High, Hacienda High, you see 2% more than 2.5%. Yeah. But if you look at Orange County, you still see a lot of 2.5%. Why? Even you go down the $1 million house, Newport Beach, they still have 2.5%, even 3%. If somebody offered 2%, boy, the market, on Caucasian area, somebody will call you, listing agent. Why you offer 2%? I'm not going to show you a property. They will flat out call you to tell you that. And who lose? Seller. Then what I end up with? Listing agent have to work hard to double end. And when you double N, sometimes may not be the best price, best interest to the seller, which is true. Yeah. So, and also, 2, performance bonus. If I agree to lower my commission, would you agree to separate performance bonus if I sell your home above a certain price? That's a part of a negotiation between listing agent and seller. That way, we can both potentially win. If I can sell $10,000 more than you want, can we split the difference? 50-50? That's a bonus. I mean, seller, you're still making money, right? But you are satisfied for whatever you're telling me. But if you put a carrot in front of me, I will work hard to sell the house, most of the money, because those are just in exchange with the seller. If the sum of the seller is really, really stubborn and it's hard to deal with it, now you can use maybe some of a strategy. And certainly, the third one, more like the food for my family. If I agree to lower my commission and therefore my profit, would you agree to buy food for my family next month? It's a human, but I mean, basically, in the other way, it's humiliating the seller too. Okay? I probably won't do that, but I mean, not for Caucasian, but I will probably use it for Chinese. Because they don't quite understand anyway. It's okay. I'll lower my commission. You pay for my food for my family next month. Well, you don't pay me enough. So it's a human approach, and emphasize the impact of the lost profit. It just make it a example. 4, equal percentage reduction. Suppose we try this approach. We start at 6% for the full listing price sales. Then lower the fee the same percentage as your ultimate sales price is compared to your list price. So if your final sales is 5% lower than the list price, then we'll just my fee down 5% also. So that means if for some reason, if we need to lower the price to make it happen, then yeah, I'm with you. That's fair. Because you are with me starting with 6%. But unfortunately, the market, we cannot control the market, and the offer we come in is always below the asking price. Too much, then if you think, since I reduce the price to accept the offer, why don't you? But on the other hand, if you want to lower to 5%, you better let the buyer's agent know right away. If you want to split with them, say instead of 3%, become 2.5%. I will flat out tell them. If the for example, seller like to sell the one asking price, but if you insist for the discount, well, then if you really want to put this deal together, that means both of us have to work with our commission less. It's not going to be 3%, 3%. Are you willing to do that? If not, then what can I say? I'm not going to lower mine and buyer's agent still keep his 3%. No. Number 5, referral fee. Since you are moving to a location where there is either your company or office, I'll agree to charge only X% if you agree to use your company's agent where I can get a referral fee. Is that fair? So for example, if a relocation company, usually relocation company, they have their own agent. And you know how I work with a relocation company before. Boy, they charge you at least your total commission 1/3 or more. Is there relocation? Because they figure it's like the company pay for the seller to relocate, buying another house. So if the for relocation company, if I listed a relocation company house, I have to split the my commission at least 1/3 to the relocation company. But in this way, if I can ask the seller, if you don't want to use your relocation company agent, I'll use my referral other areas agent, so I can earn. I flat out, I can earn some referral fee, so I can give you some discount when you are selling your house. Give and take, give and take. See, the issue is a lot of Asian agent is only one-way street. Which way? Seller way. You forgot to take because we are afraid to take. We are afraid to negotiate. Lots of especially agent, just like we are afraid to do the door knocking too, or we are afraid to do the call calling. Everybody have a fear, some kinds of fear, and how you can tolerate. Okay, then you can become fearless. That's why, I get used to it. I'm hiking myself. Well, just don't think. Maybe fearless, right? A lot of people, don't you afraid? No. So that's how you also train yourself as well. In the wild, you have to be just by yourself. Yeah. I know it's like, I even listen to podcasts, everything. By the time when I come back, oh boy, I only got 20% left on my battery. I'm a for cellular phone. Even I know it's a fully charged, but on the way up, I listen to a podcast, train myself. This is nobody, right? I put a speakerphone. Yeah, I put on a speaker, right? So it feel like somebody's still talking to you, just in the wild, right? Oh, so I mean, it's like, okay, I still learning something. Yeah. Even I know a little bit hard to concentrate because it's really hot. But tomorrow it's going to be hotter. Yeah. So tomorrow you got to make sure you stay cool. So that's how you in exchange for the referral fee as well. Number 6, sales purchase combo. I agree to only charge you the XP if you agree to hire me to handle the purchase of your next home. Means sign the buyer's broker agreement. Ooh. How do you control them? Let them sign a buyer's broker agreement. And the way, I did it to charge my normal listing fee, they pay X% of your choice of a cost of a closing of your next home. Certainly illegal to give the seller cash. So if you will hire me as your buyer's agent for your next purchase, I will credit you something, that just mean, into the escrow. That's legal. But you cannot give the seller cash. That's illegal. You can put it into the escrow. So, okay, buyer's agent credit buyer certain amount toward the closing cost, for example. Yeah, that's okay. That's doable. And that's legal. But how can you make sure they were buying the house from you? Signing the buyer's broker agreement. Just like, what we signed up the buyer's agreement, same thing, just like that. And within that period of time, and they cannot buy anything through other agent. Otherwise, they gotta pay you the commission, whatever the dollar amount you put on the buyer's agreement. Yeah. So basically, that's if you want me to lower lower the listing commission, then what do I get? Right? I gotta have to get something for next purchase. Number 7. This for that. I normally charge X%, but I can agree to lower my fee to Y%, okay? Which is a Z decrease if you Z% decrease if you agree to following. Have some term ready, what make it easy for the client to say yes. So you can somewhere in between and say, well, if I agree from 6% to 5%, you gotta have to make it easy to show. For example, you gotta have to allow me to put the lockbox, super lockbox. If those are for those seller, appointment only seller. Because when it's hard to sell, hard to show, that means it's hard to sell. Then end up, you take longer for your transaction. So if I reduce my commission, That means I have to, value my time, shorter period of time for selling. Then, don't you agree to put on a lockbox and then put for sale sign on the front? Some of the sellers just don't allow you to put this. Oh, don't put a lockbox and don't put a for sale sign. Oh boy, a little bit tough. I know it's only agent, no, but we want to create more traffic. So let people passing by and let also other agents easy to show. I mean, put in a super lockbox. You have two ways actually you can persuade those sellers. To me, I probably won't using that to lower my commission first, but I will definitely say, I know you want appointment only, but if we can make convenience for the buyer's agent, don't worry, they will accompany with their buyers because they have to open the lockbox. So I know who is coming, but I will definitely still call you to set up the appointment or text you for the appointment before I give out. I know a lot of them, they don't know how to use a CBC code. Call before, CBS code. Call before showing on the super lockbox. Not only your own code, I have to give you another 7-digit. Call before showing code. Then you can get in. But if you still don't feel comfortable, you know what some of us listing agent do? Here's my super lockbox. Seller, you control it for me. I'll call you. You put it out the front door for the buyer's agent. Is that fair? You control the lockbox for me. You don't feel comfortable if I hang the lockbox in your front door, right? That's the other way around. Don't you think that's a good idea too, right? That's how you persuade seller when you're not home, but you're okay showing the buyer's agent. So you don't have to rush back home, or you have to set some other time. Sometimes it's like after 5 o'clock. Some people doesn't want to show in 5 o'clock. I want to see it in the daytime. And some of the sellers say, no showing over the weekend. Huh? It's going to be tough to sell. So those are, you can say, why don't we put a lockbox? So either you put the CBS code or you give the seller your lockbox so they can put it in the front door. That's what I learned from some other leasing agent. They say, "Oh, okay, seller control the lockbox, so I will. So seller is already, you can show the property. So seller will leave the super lockbox in the front door. It is. They put a super lockbox in the front door. And those are usually Caucasian. They're pretty nice. They leave the super lockbox in the front door. They turn on the AC, turn on all the lights. When I open the door, oh, everything's on. All right. Believe me, Asian won't do that. Most of them. Because we are pretty cheap. We are stingy. Electricity. They're wasting whole day for one showing. Yeah, it could be, right? Yeah. But not for Caucasian. They will leave it on just for you. And that feel great. And not only that, buyer's agent. Wow, nice and cool. What's the first impression? This is a nice house. Nice insulation. Blah, 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 blah. Great. So that you will actually create an environment, encourage the buyer to purchase. Because when you are, selling the property, certainly sometimes you gotta have to weigh some of electricity bill. Not much you can do. All right, and the sameness, because you are from, or because you belong to, or because you have the same, like credit union or something, teacher, policeman, I will willing so handle the sale of your home for only X% of service fee. Yeah, some of they will do that because you are the veteran, for example, or police officer, or something. You just try to create the reason why I lower the commission, so make seller feel you are special. That's it. It basically makes them feel good. That's it. Everybody like to feel good. Okay. And also, and if the win-win for the fairness, with me, it's win-win or no deal. I firmly believe that win-win relationship because one party should not have to lose in order for the other party to win. If I sell your home, I'm going to provide you with business consulting and exception service. I'm not a salesperson. I'm consultant. Plus, it won't be fair if charge you X% and all of my other clients Y%. That just won't be win-win for them. So I mean, if you talk about the your client, you charge them 6%, and they refer you another client, and this client wants to ask a discount, what do you do? Oh boy, you didn't tell the referral client, say you charge them 6%. Now they want 4% or 5%. Then you just have to be creative to bring it up to 6% if it's possible. Or how about I start 6%? If I'm a dual agent, I'll give you 5%. Something. So make them say yes, you know. Okay, confirm. Good. I'm still doing the showing today. Always confirm. They will be correcting it. Check for the following ones. Let's charge them. Wow. Okay. Did you guys heard that if you do the direct deposit, the bank will still charge you? Direct deposit. I don't know why this one. They say they charge the $30, so they can email the rent, you know, to the landlord instead. Yeah. Shouldn't be though. I thought it's the online banking is free. Yeah. Some of a bank. No, it's a personal account. Yeah. Because I know most of the bank they offer online banking. Yeah. I don't know why they are talking about. Yeah. Anyway, I tell them it's online banking. Okay. Oh boy, so many text message. Okay. Oh, 开票吗? Yes, please. Yes, okay. Okay. And this. Oh. That will be in the back of it. 最近来讲 ，Orange County 好像比较抢手，就是 house 嘛，就是60万左右的房子，50-60万左右的房子，就几天就卖掉了，faster than in our area. I mean, like Buena Park 啦，Fullerton 啦，或是 Orange 啦，或是 Garden Grove. Garden Grove they sell pretty fast lately. I don't know why. Poof. It's like, wow. It's hard to find any house $600,000 in Garden Grove. And we still have some houses under $600,000. 现在还文海 here. So suddenly, Garden Grove, their price has gone up high. 应该这样讲吧。 那个罗兰刚来讲的话呢，那个来讲，罗兰刚的那个来讲的话，就是最近来讲，for some reason 可能就是华人不太买吧。That's why。所以啊，这有时候就是华人一不买的时候，我们这边的那个就受影响了。Yeah. 不错，这旅行社都还记得要提醒我，忘了开票。今天对。Taking my vacation, July 31st to August 16th. 嗯 My Ferry 啊，会啊 ，16啊，那个 week 我们会休息 16那个 week. So next week, isn't it? No, the week following. No, not next week. Luxury house here. 是哦 ，luxury house 啊，哦，那我没有参加就是了。I don't have a luxury client. I only got the average client. I don't have a luxury client like you guys do. So I don't really have much $1 million buyer, unless it's a commercial buyer. But I mean, it's like not for the luxury home. I work, most of our clients are local here, so it doesn't really have many luxury people. 300,000 condo. Depend on the area, really. Condo, if you anything under $300,000, still okay, entry level. But when it's condo getting to $500,000, $600,000, you got to think twice. That's more expensive. And what's the potential? Are they going to go in at $700,000, $800,000? Maybe. It depends on the area. Just like Diamond Bar. So Diamond Bar, we have all kinds of okay. Don't be shocked. Okay, take it easy. Diamond Bar, you have somewhere from the cheapest one, probably $300,000 condo, North Diamond Bar, all the way to $900,000 townhouse. That's an issue because the HOA will keep on going up. It won't be getting less. Hardly, unless they are do something right. I have deal with the one of HOA before. It's in the West LA, Woodland Hills. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to your boyfriend territory doing the business, huh? Yeah, Woodland Hills. And that HOA is really, really rich. Their reserve is over $1 million. That's a lot. Because the president so stingy. He do all the gardening himself. Wow. Okay. I mean, the HOA fee is about 250 or 260. It's not even 300 for in Woodland Hill. That's cheap. And you know what? Did you ever see the homeowner association replacing all the windows? Yes. Woodland Hills. 60 some units. Replace all the windows by HOA. Double panel window. Double panel vinyl window. Nice. HOA pay for it. Yes. You gotta have to be rich. Yeah, HOA gotta be rich. Oh yeah. Just if you like it, you can representing yourself. Hey, I like to be a HOA president. Usually in the Asian community, nobody want to come out with a HOA president, unless those are retirement people. Yeah, yeah. Because they have all the time. And you know what? Being a listing agent, that's another way, a strategy. I tell you. If you could talk to those president, HOA president, okay, because they will usually know who is selling, who is planning to sell, or who is planning to sell. So you have ahead of time to visiting those seller. You can tell them, say, hey, HOA president, tell me, say you might be interested to sell maybe within the next couple of months or maybe within a half year. Here's my business card. So give me an opportunity. I'm the local agent here. So when you're ready to sell, let me know. Is that gonna hurt? No. That's it's okay. Can you do a door knocking like that? Why not? Yeah, if you know it. So those are if you within the HOA townhouse. If you like to farming a townhouse area, some of a townhouse area, that's the way to do it. You got to find out who is the president. Yeah. But when you see those board member or president, tell you the truth. Don't be empty-handed. Okay. something, especially Chinese. Well, I am, yeah, unfortunately, yeah. I kind of discriminate, for Chinese, right? Okay, I will bring something, for the Chinese president. But whatever they work, right? Even a cup of coffee, it's still okay, right? I didn't really buy the expensive stuff. I don't think they want donuts. Something. Just even a cup of coffee is fine. And only to discount. I discount my service when one or two conditions exist. I'm selling a home for a former client. He or she is losing money on it. So if they are losing money to sell it, yeah, I will do whatever I can. Certainly not on short sale. Short sale is losing money, but I'm not going to help the short sale people because who do I get paid? Lender. Why you drop your pants? Why you lower your commission? Because lender pay your commission. The only thing losing money is they still have equity, but they are losing money to sell the home. That means they're losing equity. I deal with one case before. They have to put in extra $20,000 just for my commission because their loan is so high. They have to chip in the money to pay my commission. Yeah. And that case, I double-ended, on that. It's about a $1 million house. So the commission is not enough to pay me. Their loan is huge, very high, $900-some thousand. So end up they signing the grantee, they still need to put in another $20,000, and just because you see the estimated for the closing costs, short. Mainly is what my commission, because when you double ended, you got a 40-some thousand, right? 40,000, yeah. Even I discounted for 4% when I double end, but still, it's about 40,000. And they're still short in half. Yeah. So that case, I'm not only selling the property double ended, and also I help the seller purchase another property. Yeah. So those are one of a situation. Okay, you can discount it, and you are buying another home from me. Hey, that's right. You could though. If neither of those conditions exist, my commission remain X%. Does that seem fair to you? Because basically, we just look at the total picture. What I usually do is, if I could, I keep the same on the percentage or whatever the percentage may be on selling. But I'll give you the credit when you are buying the house from me because it's more secure to me. If I give you the discount and you don't buy the house from me, who loses the most? I do. Yeah. If I get a 4%, on the listing percentage, and you don't buy the house from me, so I rather keep it like 5%. Then I'll give you some credit when you're buying a house from me. Because overall picture, you see the big picture. Yeah. Regret paying for the best. Real estate is a business. And as you know, in business, if you compete on price alone, that means you have nothing else to offer your customers. Let me ask you, have you ever regret paying for the best? Have you ever regretting buying the lowest price item before? It's the same in real estate, only in a larger scale. You can make thousands of dollars or lose thousands of dollars. Yeah. What do we usually say in Chinese? 有时候便宜没好货嘛。So 你觉得便宜的 agent 呢？ Did you ever call for the seller? Say if I'm the first one to do the listing presentation, they say, okay, are you going to sign the listing agreement now? Oh, I still need to interview 2 more agents. Oh, I see. Great. But am I satisfied for all your needs? Yes, yes, but I still need to interview. How about that? You sign it now. Let me call the other 2 agents and cancel the appointment. How's that? Are you bold enough to do that? You gotta have a gut. You call. I'm sorry, I already got your listing. And I hate to wasting your time, so you don't need to come. Because seller doesn't have, you make, I'll be the bad guy. Seller's still the good guy. Okay? I'll make the call for you. Yeah. Do you think that will ruin your reputation? Who knows? Maybe not. Because I said, hey, Mr. Hu, and since I'm the first one, and I already signed a listing agreement, I hate to, you keeping, wasting your time to come out with for the listing. Actually, seller already signed an agreement, listing agreement. So you don't need to come. I just save you some time. So that's I did that before. Uh-huh. Well, fine. You can call seller. No problem. No problem. Definitely. Feel free to call seller. No problem. If you don't believe me, that's okay. Because you can tell seller, if I call the other 2 agents for me, I'll be the bad guy. Don't worry. Do you want to sign it right now? Well, because that is pretty harsh, when I'm pushing. That means it's like, you don't sign it, I won't leave. Pretty much this way. I won't leave your house, until you sign the listing agreement. Or sometimes, basically, because when you sign a listing agreement, you have a tendency just, make them agree. Even, I had to say, okay, why don't you sign it right now? You really want to think it over? How's that? Great. Since I'm here, I'll go over all the listing agreement right now with you. And you sign it right now, and you keep the listing agreement. If you decide to list the house with me, you turn in the listing, then I'll pick up the listing agreement from you tomorrow. Is that fair? Because I already make you sign. The people's mind is, I already signed it. I already agree intentionally. That's the whole purpose I want. Instead of, okay, I'll leave you the listing agreement. You can think about it. Then you can sign tomorrow. No, I want you to sign it right now in front of me. And I'll leave you the listing agreement with you. I don't have it, right? Until you give it to me, then I can put it on the market. How about that? I'll leave it with you. Then when I come back tomorrow, I'll take photos. Or when I come back with you, I'll do something, marketing plan or whatever. Could be. Or I'll, because basically when let them sign a listing agreement. Can I take the photos now so I can maybe prepare the flyer ahead of time? So when tomorrow comes, when I pick up you're assuming they are going to list with you. When I come back tomorrow, so I can show you the flyer, see, all the photos, anything you need to change. So you are assuming you do all the works. So What's telling the seller? You are a very aggressive listing agent. Okay? Then all the seller, what they want really is an aggressive agent. Unless, certainly, wimpy seller, they hired a wimpy listing agent. So that's why they cut their commission. Or wimpy, yeah. Paying based on time. If you prefer to pay me based on how hard I work, let's go ahead and reject this offer, okay? And wait 6 months. Then you'll feel better about paying me, right? Some people, because on a listing agreement, and they say, well, if you paying the service fee, okay, when you sold the house very quickly. Seller, are you going to sell the house quickly or not? Sometimes we can sell the house within a week. And you think you pay premium because of that? Oh, I hardly work. That's the first week I already sold it. But I pay you the premium and you sold it so quickly. Then what's wrong with that? Are you ready to sell the house or what? Right? Some people, they think, that's why, not sure, do you have the friends or family member or something that say, boy, it seems like, it's really easy. Easy, that's what they think. To our, in our job. Easy to making money. So they like to join us. How can I get the real estate license? Go to the school. I have a client ask me that. They buy me a dinner. Well, at least I get free dinner. First, you want to join the school? Get a real estate license? Sure. I'll refer you to the school. You go. Get a license first. But I just want to be a part-time. Sure. Part-timer? Well, certainly it cannot be joining our company. That's, I'm pretty sure. Not on the part-timer. Yeah. Well, you can. I can refer you some of a company. They can accept part-timer. But I mean, if you think this job is easy, yeah, think twice. That's why before we're making money, we have to spending the money first. From Supra to EQ to board. Yeah. And not even thinking about the franchise fee. Yeah. Yeah. So our boss is pretty smart. So Kingston is your stepping stone. Yeah, they got people, stepping. Well, certainly we got people step out from Remax 2000 to Kingston. Oh yeah. Some of them, they feel they cannot reach and a lot of pressure, and they step out of Remax 2000 to Kingston. And surely we have more people that step in, from Kingston to Remax 2000. Yeah. Instead of used to be, we don't have a Kingston. What happened to agent? They go to RN first. No fee, right? No franchise fee. Then Quan is pretty smart. Oh, no. We'll keep it in-house. So don't tell me it's Kingston. Oh, I'm not related to that company because according to Remax rule is you cannot own any other brokerage if you're the Remax broker. You can't. Kwang. Yeah, Kwang Song. Jin Song's brother. Uh-huh. Not from Kingston. Kingston is him. It's her. So that's why Kwang is. I'm not related to Kingston whatsoever. Just like Kwang was. I'm not related to Pacific Sterling either. Jin. Oh, maybe have another broker. It's definitely not Kwang. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So that's for sure. Yeah. It's gonna be whoever the people. That's fine, but it's not gonna be Kwang. Yeah. Oh. Do you? I don't know about that part of some of them. If you think Kingston and Pacific Sterling. Wait, where's the money come from? Oh. We got silent partner. So certainly we thank him, just give us the area so we can, all different office we can, use it. Sometimes, if I'm around and if I'm not, don't have time, can I use a local office conference room? Yeah, you can go. Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, just give it ahead of time. It's like, okay, they want to submit an offer right away. You use their office conference room or something. Do it right away. Yeah. So the performance bonus offer, those are, it works out, to me. So so when you agree to hire me to handle the sale of your home, I committed to get you the best price in the shortest time with the least amount of hassle, inconvenience. That's exactly what I have done. The fact that we sold so quickly and at such a good price is a tribute to my expertise and our teamwork. I was actually thinking about asking you for a performance bonus giving such great results. Well, why not? Well, I know. Typically, I'm sorry if discriminating the Asian again. You are afraid to ask. Did you ever ask a performance bonus for another 1%? Higher, faster, higher than asking, and faster. Yeah, that's a very good idea. Okay, that's a very good idea. So this two is actually totally different, right? Some sellers say, you pay me, oh, you sell too quickly, then I pay you the premium. Okay, put it this way. You know what you scenario? When you go on a surgery, do you want to come out of surgery faster or slower? Especially heart surgery. Why? Some of a doctor, especially heart surgery, if for example, some of a doctor they have to take 3 hours to complete. One of a doctor can only they complete within 1 hour. Which doctor you would choose? But that 1 hour doctor, it costs you twice as much than the 3 hour doctor. Which one you still want to choose? Still 1 hour. Why? Recovery. Because that's a true story. When I see my coworker do the heart surgery when I'm in the auto industry, and first time he has the doctor doing the bypass at St. John Hospital, and that doctor is charged a premium already. It's definitely 10 years. Now 10 years later, he do the bypass again. He still want to choose the same doctor, and certainly now it's going to be cost more. Okay, he still want to choose the same doctor because he doing a practice average 3 surgery a day. Who has the most experience? Who can do it faster? And you know what? He come out of intensive care after 1 day. After 3 hours, you got to come out 4 days. What's the difference? Because you recovering faster, that means it will last damage on your body. Everything, especially surgery, you do it faster. Then are you going to pay the premium or not? Same scenario. If I can sell your house faster, not only I won't charge you less, I should charge you more. Yeah, because I'm great, not just good. I know a lot of people, when you go into the restaurant, what they ask you, how's everything doing? How's the dish? What's our answer? Great. How many people we answer good? Yeah, good. Good is not good enough. That's to me. It has to be great. Because that's average people will answer. So we are not the average. I'm not the average agent. So when you hire me, I'm not your average agent. You got to have the mentality tell you that I'm special. Well, everybody's special. Yeah. So that's why you can actually do either way. Performance bonus, yeah. Then sometimes you can ask a performance bonus with the buyer's agent. We'll split the performance bonus. How's that? So both party benefit. Everybody happy. Seller happy, buyers happy, both agent happy. Each one of us get 3.5%. Whee! That's how we did. They say, well, what did you, because I asking overpriced, $20,000 more than asking, but I asked 4% commission. He's already paid me 3%. I want a 4%. Then I'll split with you, listing agent. You persuade them. I'll split with you. I'm the buyer's agent. So I give in a carrot for the listing agent. Choose me. You get a 0.5% more. Okay? We did it. So you have to be creative. Sometimes not just the seller part. I'm using, as a buyer's agent, I offer the listing agent. Another 0.5%. So both of us win-win. That's how I try to create, not just the listing part. When I'm the buyer's agent, I also try to create a win-win situation if possible. Certainly, they did not really tell you this. I know when I'm teaching you the buyer's strategy, it doesn't say anything, but that's every time I got to be creative. Reasonable time period. The length of our listing agreement should take into account several factors. One, the average selling time is today's market. So you got to have to know your market. All right. That's why I'm telling you, look at the hot sheet every day. So what's the average price? Average the taking for the house. For sales pending or sold. My marketing advertisement investment. Okay. And 3, your initial listing price strategy. So you want to starting low? Some of them, they purposely starting low. If the seller is not really care much on their total, since they already pay off, or they own the house for a long, long time. Okay, so they may not care that $10,000, $20,000 on the asking price. But what's our typical Asian, especially Chinese? I'm sorry, you gotta say that again. What we have because they're using the Asian way to play the ball game here. What do? They inflate 10% higher than the market price. Then they were expecting people would, ask for discount and make them feel better. Which way you like? I mean, you can offer seller 2 different ways. You want me to put the true value of the property and no discount. No discount. No discount. Or we have to test water. Okay. Or you want to inflate the 10% higher, then end up you got last showing. Which one you prefer? Because you reserve a 10% for people who ask for discount. And maybe some people may go for it, some people they may not. So who's lost? Seller. You got last showing. Then you put the true price, and nobody knows is it why no discount, right? Whoever really interested, I really want those offers. Doesn't matter if it's a lowball offer. That's okay. Why? When somebody call you, do you have an offer coming in? Yes. Oh, that fast? Yeah. If your buyer likes it, come on. I use it as a bait. Who are using it as a bait? Yeah. Possibly. Yeah. So that's how you do it. But sometimes, it depends on how you play with it. If the seller want to do the asking price and buyer side asks me a favor, then sometimes I say, well, if you want me to ask a favor, I will flat out tell you, is your buyer going to pay the asking price? Because he ain't got no lowball. I will still counter you anyway. Yeah. So it depends. So it's not every time I want your offer coming in. If I already have, different offer ask for a discount, then you may be the third one or fourth one. Then, okay. Since your offer probably, say if you hear that, like for example, cash offer 45 days escrow. Well, the seller have to lock in with you even the cash offer for 45 days. Well, because some people they say, oh, because the money cannot wire in. Ooh, I'm afraid of that. Then I better, if the seller want to take that risk, then should we sell that as asking? You have to make it happen, right? Or 1031 exchange, they just open escrow because they have a possibility to cancel, and the seller deserves asking. Why not? And I have to base on a buyer's agent. You have to persuade your buyer if you want to make your 3%. Right? I pay the premium to buyer's agent. Buyer's agent, you have to work your part. Give and take. Give and take. Yeah.
Just use your commission to add to your buyer's offering price so we can make agreement. I thought it was hilarious.
Okay, sure. Do you like to split with me? Do you ask a listing agent? Did he or she want to split with you? The difference. If they're willing and you think you still have 2%, do it. If you still have minimum, I say minimum, I mean 2.5%. If you want to give a 0.5% and the listing agent give a 0.5% to make it happen, okay, to the selling price, okay. Or sometimes we make a 3-way or 4-way. Buyer's agent, listing agent, buyer and seller. Everybody all chip in. If $10,000 difference, everybody chip in 25,000, for example. I mean, not 25,000, 2,500. Yeah. Woo-hoo, that's a lot, unless it's a huge property. Yeah, let me pick this one.
怪不得老师说要112度，今天已经很热了。今天我看看，这里是93，但我刚刚看了，厉害吧？明天112度，然后后天都很热。是这里啊？如果你是在其他地方，也差不多。哇塞，明天。我看的是那个中国的那个温度，今天34，今天35度，休息，真开心，还能休，嘿嘿。哎，我觉得你知道吗？自从这跟着你去巴尔，一下把我给晒的，你肯定要人家好的那个，我都不抹，因为我觉得抹这玩意儿它有的时候弄得黏糊。你要抹不行啊，我说这样要晒，这关键是晒无所谓，关键皮肤要有问题哈。对啊，而且晒的越多，老的越快。我觉得已经很老了，我都不在乎了。这 是抹一点点，就放在。可是抹了也会晒黑，是吧？那总归，但是就是网方面要好一点。你看好一点，反正。那你的皮肤为什么会过粉？我黑吗？我这原来它本来条件就好，本来就是爱的。我胳膊也很黑。你要，或者是用那个，不是去买那个套到这里啊。然后一定要戴帽子，做 agent 就是要这样的。你看老师多黑啊！老师这是专门晒的，他昨天那天爬1天山。那他老起来很快的，现在还好，一老的话。那天我去医院看见一老太太，我估计她应该有80、90岁了吧，看着挺高跟鞋，然后那个身板挺的倍儿直，但是你看她的皮肤就全都已经就是滴滴当啷的了。是亚洲人还是白人？对，然后但是你能从她那软软的那个皮里边能看到肌肉，就那也不好，这个对，但是看上去对，就是看上去很不舒服，但是80、90岁了。哦，对，但是他穿那么高跟，然后他身材也发直的站着，就是看着老，就反正看着很老。他站在那儿挺好的，然后他坐下来找东西的时候，我看他气儿都喘不上来。所以就是你要弄点，我觉得就很快。他差一个老。大家都有地方吃，哎呀，好。有 open house 吗？这个礼拜？有啊。有。那要抹膏啊。哎，你们那个怎么不卖了？那个。
他现在坐月子，他那个生了一个 baby 坐月子，然后那个过一阵子又要开始，可能下礼拜吧，下礼拜又要开始再卖。
我那天是好事啊，你跟他说这个地方都忘了。
然后那个如果有客人的话，对不对？可以啊，我们可以约时间，然后去看。对，可以。
挣到第一笔钱了。
恭喜！恭喜！
科斯一个艾斯特。我 close 了，科斯第一个。
今天资料可以给你漏点，钱应该明天会到你的账上。
下周二是几号啊？
下周二啊，下周二是今天几号？今天是5号，所以下周二来讲的话是10号，对不对
？10号是
6、7、8、9、10，对，10号。嗯。
10号那个什么就开始了。
什么东西？
就是他报名的那个什么，那个。
Luxury Home 其实早就有了，早就有要报名，只是我觉得我可能不需要，因为我没有 Luxury 的客人。我也想去。说的真好。那我听你这句话，那我考虑看看。可是不行啊，他们是下礼拜2、礼拜3是不是？
临时报名价钱比较贵。
没关系。
那没关系是吧？
啊？因为我每次 Luxury Home 我已经看了好几次，可是我都没有这样 Luxury 的客人，所以我就是我。对呀。啊？哦，那你报了就有了哦。
报了就有了
啊，所以只有我没报就对了啊。那这目前就是因为这样子，我还没有啊。好，我知道。嗯。
如果下星期二不行的话，我哪天请客，我的意思是说我第一单 close。
哦， 恭喜恭喜恭喜！那这恭喜恭喜！对，第一单很重要，对，第一单很重要。通常我们第一单会哭，你知道？不是第一单被 cancel 的时候。啊，对呀。那就你看礼拜四或怎么样？他们 luxury home 是上几天？23吗？还是怎么样？23啊？哦 ，OK。好吧，咱们下课完可以搞点什么？对，对呀、咱们下课完可以搞点什么？看要怎么样？对呀、好，对，因为怎么样？这个的确第一单很重要，我们一起跟你同乐。对，因为这个大家我都可以理解哦。每次看到第一单，对，好，第一步跨出去之后才有第二步。好，那更重要了，那更重要了。这应该不是你挣的第一笔钱嘛，是妈妈嘛，对不对？啊，你的 OK 好，那很好。你还没有挣钱 OK， 现在目前都还是花钱当中 OK good。OK， 我 continue。所以这个 initial 的 listing strategy，we need a time period that would allow us the time to track buyer as well as enough time for our marketing approach to work. Additional, we need to factor in your initial listing price strategy to ensure we have time to react based on the market feedback. All of this means a reasonable time period would be X months, which should give us the right amount of time to get you the best possible term for the sale of your home, which is what you want, right? So some people, some of the seller, yeah. So some of the seller, they, on the, it really depends. You gotta have to know your market. So that's why the strategy, the price strategy, you gotta have to know on what price, what kinds of strategy you gotta have to perform. Some of them, the over asking price, it maybe take some time. Even Mike Ferry say, why you do the open house, but I will probably still doing it. Because you need to show. It's because they may be overpriced. But if there's some people coming in, some of a buyer come in and say, wow, that's an overpriced, on that. I say, oh, okay. What's your budget looking at? If you think their budget's lower, or they think their budget's here, but they just think this particular house is overpriced. But did you ever, before you do the open house, how many of you do prepare the neighborhoods listing? I do, and I memorize it. You better. Well, if you did not memorize, it's okay. At least you got something in hand, okay, to show the buyer. Oh, so this is a similar competition. I know maybe our house is higher than this house because bigger square footage, or maybe bigger lot size, or better condition, or better location. Sometimes the school district is different, especially Diamond Bar. Remember last time? Oh, just right on the street. Oh, this side is Walnut, the other side is a Pomona School District. So you gotta have to know your market, make out the comparison. Sometimes the buyer doesn't know in the same neighborhood, but they got two different school districts, right? Yeah. But all they know is the same house. Why your house is selling higher? So that's why a lot of them dollar per square footage may not so accurate, because lot size, location, condition, sometimes school district, it's all different. Yeah, but you have to know. So that's why, when you do the open house, it's your time to get on the stage to perform. Think about that. Not just, did you ever do the open house without preparation? You feel like, what should I perform? What should I answer to those buyers? Because those buyers, when they coming in, or even seller, neighbor, they coming in, and they will ask you all kinds of questions. You have to perform well. Yeah, you have to perform well. So those are you gotta have to prepare, especially before you do the open house. Doesn't matter even you open house for someone else, some other agent, you still need to perform. You need to prepare. And better yet, the day before, if those are the house you gotta do the around the neighborhood, you can probably drive by and take a look and see what's their location compared to the house you gotta open. Because if the other listing, everything is better than your open house, what you can do? Grab that buyer to buy the other house, right? Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you. The overpricing. Oh boy, I'm with you. Yes, yes. Should we go the other house? Are you ready to buy? How about that? Are you ready after you finish on my open house? I'll finish, collect the sign. I'll show you the property if that's a vacant property. Do you mind to wait for me, or should I come back? Wait for like say 4:30. How about we meet at that property? Hey, can I get your name, phone number, and email address? So just in case I'm delayed or something. Am I getting all the information already? Bang. Well, why don't you show you right now? You create an urgency. Another deal. Do you care? Am I going to sell that open house listing? Even if it's your own listing, it's okay. I'll sell to someone else. Let me square away this one first, right? Don't need to argue with the buyer how great of your listing. If they don't think the value is there, they're not going to buy it. And why are you wasting the time to argue with them? You go with them. I'm with you. If they think that house is better, sell it. Why? You got one last competition less. Why not? To your listing. Not only I make the money, and I can make my listing sell easier. Mr. Seller, I just help you to sell the other house. No, I won't say that. Because we got one more last competition. I won't tell the seller, say, then why did you sell my house? And what do I hire you for? Don't let them know, all right? Don't be so naive. I just want to tell you, all right? 就是暗爽在心里就好。Helping the competition. I understand you desire to get the most of your home. I also want to get you the most for your home. Listing your home too high will actually end up getting you less for your home. Let me explain. Because some of them, if they got overpricing, and you better educate them before. I say, okay, I'm gonna list it the price you want. Even I know it's over asking, but I'm still with you. But are you gonna agree with me when if no one's showing, or even a lot of people showing but no offer? What's telling us? Our price is wrong. Are you willing to cooperate with me to adjust the price? Remember the word. Don't tell them lower the price. Adjust. Adjust. They hate lower and reduce that word. I just feel like you look down on them. Why don't we adjust the price? They would think adjust higher? Yeah, you wish. But I mean, just in case if you adjust the price, the form we got to remember to use is modification of terms. The form, if you want to adjust any price. So you make the seller agree and you sign it. Even during the listing period. Doesn't matter how many times adjust. Every time you adjust, let them sign it. So you have proof they authorize you to adjust the price. The market today is very transparent. Clear. I cannot control the market, right? So buyers have access to all the data they need to determine the market price range for a given property. They know if the home is overpriced. They're not stupid. Because sometimes, a lot of sellers, they never thought about it. I tell them and say, why don't you put in the seller's shoes and think about this house? What do we need to do to repair? What do we need to, make the house look better? And what price? If you're the buyer, what price do you think is worth it? Switch the character around. Sometimes, the sellers, they're so blind. They're so short, nearsighted. So you gotta have to help them to open their eyesight. Tell them to put into the buyer's shoes. Unless they are pretty stubborn, they don't want to listen to you. Well, I know some seller they are like that. This is how much I want. I don't care. Just sell it. If you cannot deliver, then don't take my listing. Ooh. But if that situation happened, what would you do? You ever thought about it? We may facing that. I will probably still take the listing. But what do? I'm not gonna adjust any price. 2 weeks later. Ooh. Are you still want to take the listing? I will. What do? Using that listing as a bait to grab all the buyers when you do the open house. Let me help you to buy the other house. Let me help you to buy this thing. Let me help you to buy this. The seller know? James, how come you didn't sell anything? Oh, I did. You just don't know. How come you didn't sell my house? Ooh. I told you the price higher than the market, so that's why nobody submitted an offer. So are you want to think about it to adjust the price now? But eventually, I already help other buyers to buy something else already using the listing as in a marketing tool, marketing area, marketing listing, and grab the lead and help them to buy something. If the neighbors come in and say, "You selling that high? Is it really worth that much?" I don't think so. You want to sell your house? Hey, let me tell you what's the real price. Hey, then I can sell yours faster than this one. Would you do that? You're just using as the listing tool, as the marketing tool. That's it. I knew I cannot sell this listing, but make it worth it. As long as you have one transaction, that's count, right? Because this thing, you got one transaction, doesn't matter buyer or another listing. Why not? That's why, even the strategy telling us not taking the overpriced listing, but sometimes just be more creative, maybe taking a more effort. We don't really have enough house for sale right now. Then we really need a supply. Doesn't matter overpricing supply or whatever the supply may be. That's the supply. Then keep me going. That's it. The market, then the buyer, okay, if your home is overpriced, it will not compare favorable with the home price correctly as your list price. Those homes will look like they offer more than yours, and you'll be helping your competition. Yeah, you tell them, say, well, if we list a higher price, we're just helping all your neighbors selling their home because we are the target, the highest target. And actually, the other buyer's agent, look at that. So this house compared is cheaper. Why don't we buy this one instead of that one? We just help them the marketing. Yeah. But unfortunately, some of the sellers, they just don't listen. Possible. If you overprice your home, the right buyer for your home will likely never see your home because they won't be looking that high. It could be over their budget. So that's why sometimes we keep it the house increment. If you think the house worth like say over a little bit over 600, but what price you need to offer? Your strategy, the listing strategy, the pricing. $599. I try to create more traffic for whoever looking at under $600,000, for example. Okay. You can put the seller say, but I don't want to sell it that cheap. I say, I didn't sell. You have to agree $599. But I already put on the market $599. Well, did you ever see auction? Did they ever sell the asking price? That's it. then did I have to tell you, you have to accept it a lower price? No. Do you have to accept the asking price? No. Can you always counter higher? Sure. But I did create the traffic. That's how the auction. You know, some of a house, they have an auction. Why they didn't have auction? They try to create the traffic. That's it. And they only have one house to sell to one buyer. I have a one prospecting buyer show up. If I can catch all 100 buyers, if those are without the agent, especially they submit the bidding sheet, they will tell you with the agent or not, right? Then you look at those without an agent. Would you follow up with them as a listing agent? Private auction? That's how they get your information. Don't get so naive. Okay, they would not waste it. If I were them, I would call anybody, because on the bidding sheet they will say who's the agent. Or if you look at those buyer without the agent, I call them. I will. Yeah.
The auction really can attract that kind of so many clients to
Different budget client. You're right. That $800,000 house they market for $599. Do you attract the $600,000 buyer? Yes. But can you show them a different houses? Possibly. Tell them get down to the earth. No free lunch. Why not? That's another lead. You get their phone number, you got their email, right? All the bidding sheet, they all require that. Then that's all I get is a lead. Same thing. If you market lower than the market price, you get more lead. Then who benefit the most? Listing agent. Yeah. If 1 out of 10, they buy the house from you, worth it. That's better than we do the mailing for postcard or farming letter. And when your home is overpriced as well, make the home, it should be competing with looks even better, because those homes appear to offer the same as you at a lower price. You will be helping your competition here too if you overprice your home. So if the condition, other people is better, if the same price, then you just have to help the marketing as well. When you ultimately lower the asking price of your home because you didn't get any showing or offer, you will then have been on the market longer than they raise question in the buyer's mind. Why didn't this home sell before now? What's wrong with this home? Buyer would then be looking for something wrong with the home and explain why it has been on the market at the right price for so long. Do you know what's the listing honeymoon period? 2 to 3 weeks. That's it. 2 to 3 weeks. That's only the honeymoon period. If any time longer than 2 to 3 weeks, then other buyers, they start thinking, what's wrong with this house? Why it's not selling? Even you lower the price, it depends on the house. The buyer's agent, they explain. If you still pay the premium commission, they will say, oh, they're serious, want to sell, so it's time to get in. That's how I explain. Oh, they just lowered the price, $5,000. That's why, they got an offer now. Just $5,000, make a big difference. Back then, why they lower the price, after 2 weeks later, and only $5,000, and now they have couple offer. It's because buyer's agent depend on how we explain the situation. So create the urgency for the buyer. Now they lower the price. Sellers urgent to sell. Sellers, serious want to sell. I think it's time to get in now. And we better don't ask more discount, because they already lowered the $5,000. We just pay the asking or a little bit, 1,000, couple grand more. Then it's a whole lot better than you. Actually, it's the same thing. If the asking price, they lower $2,000-3,000 discount, or when you lower the $5,000, now you can add $1,000 or two more. What's the difference? Same thing to the seller, but you just got the offer for seller. So that's why you can explain this scenario to the seller. Okay, it's really important. You got to work with me. If we don't have any offer coming in after a week or 2 weeks, we need to adjust the price right away. Don't wait. Sometimes 1 week to 10 days. Because if the price is right, usually you should have an offer within a week or 10 days. Well, unless it's over $1 million, definitely you need to longer that the waiting period, probably 1 month, because it's not like if for example, also you look at it, $500,000-$600,000 more like an average price entry level house, and they will always compete. But if you look at $500,000-$600,000 townhouse, it may stay there because that's a higher price of the townhouse. So that's different, depend on the property. Okay. A buyer will also think you are getting desperately. The longer you are on the market, it's more likely to make a lower offer. So in the end, you have lower offers to negotiate, and you will probably end up taking a lower price than if you have priced your home correctly from the start. Does that make sense? This is a pretty good scenario, but I mean, I probably won't do it every time, especially some of a seller, they're so stubborn. They just want their way or highway. And they don't like to listen to this. You just make out an excuse. Oh, because you are not good enough, that's why you cannot sell this price. What I asked for. I'm looking for the aggressive listing agent. They can sell my home with my price. You are obviously you are not qualified. So you keep on telling me adjust the price or lower the price in the beginning when I'm signing listing agreement. You know what? So that's why 一把剑两面刃. You gotta have to be careful what kinds of seller. You gotta have to answer whatever the scenario. So that's why you gotta keep your your mind open. Depends, what kinds of sellers. Sometimes, if that's the case, don't say anything. Sign it first. Sign it first. You get the listing first. Then we'll worry about that later. Yeah. Sign the listing first. Just like even, on the strategy, tell you not taking for the overpriced listing, but we're still taking it, isn't it? Yeah. Why? Well, we're low in the supply. What can we do? Okay, in the greater LA area, we're low in supply. We just have to take the listing, whatever the price may be. 10% tolerable, 20%, well, that's too high. Because the appraisal value cannot reach that high anyway. Okay, difficult seller. Let me ask you a question. If you were a buyer would like to looking at a home that was $20,000 overpriced, would you think the seller would be very difficult to deal with? If you did look at several homes in that price range, would that overprice compare poorly with the other homes? Don't you want buyers to think your home is worth every penny you are asking? Which is true, because when we look at the house, if overpricing, what it's telling us, it gives the buyer's agent a sign. This is a hard to deal with seller. So this is a harder deal. Until you are get down to the earth seller, then buyer's agent, they can repackage. Believe me, if you still pay them premium, they know how to repackage their buyer. Finally, it's our chance now. Seller, finally lower the price. It's our chance to jump in since you love this house so much. That's the moment we are waiting. They finally sell a lower the price. How much are they lower? 5,000? Well, it's still lower. Right? Better than nothing. Yeah. So that means the seller showing a sincere, finally want to sell the property. So that's why, you look at the two different sides. If the seller, the house put on the market for a long time and you're not reducing the price, they're telling the seller it's hard to bargain. Sometimes we have those sellers, unfortunately. Yeah, it happened. Okay. What time is it? Oh, okay. We'll stop here. Then we'll come back on next Tuesday. Well, Tuesday, you guys are, some of you guys had to go luxury. Oh, yeah. Okay. So I will continue on the listing agreement unless I'm going. So far I haven't got the planning on that. So okay, assuming I'm still here, so we'll come back on the next Tuesday. Sound logic? Fully refund retaining fee. Yeah. Because I didn't tell any office I'm going to attending. So sometimes even when I call it, unless it's like emergency or something, otherwise we'll just continue going. Yeah. Thank you for coming. And whoever doesn't cannot show up on next Tuesday, that's okay.